This is Yohhamgambal. We're back playing Kameo. I will keep wanting to say Elements of Ruin, and I have no freaking idea why. Kameo, Elements of Power. Last time we were just chasing after Deep Blue. Just forewarned, this is a re-recording of my voice. I actually recorded 3 parts. This one, and the next one, and then the next one. And for some, I had my microphone put in, but I didn't double check to make sure that my recording system was recording from my microphone and not from my laptop. So I have just like my laptop recording me, and it doesn't sound great. I almost was just gonna keep it, but I was like, I'll just re-record it. I don't really like to re-record things. I like to do things live. I'm not as good pre-post-production when it comes to recording. I did it for my Digital Devil Saga. I think it kind of works, and Kadoka. I think it kind of works okay for RPGs. Oh, and Shadow Hearts, but I don't know. I prefer to be live. Anyways, though, we're just climbing up this mountain. We got Ash, as usual, so we got to get up the mountains. I was almost thinking, too, you know, I could just try and replay it, but I would have had to replay all the way back up here, making sure I did everything the same way, and that would have taken at least 3 hours. Which would have been maybe a little shorter, but it's a lot of extra work when I could just record my voice over my previous footage. So I just thought I'd do that instead. But yeah, this part's pretty fun. We get to go up the mountain. We got a lot of little traversing. We got towers full of goblins. They're not goblins, orcs. And we got these plant monsters, which are, I'm guessing, the same. They're the same creatures as the ones we've fought in that we met in the Enchanted Forest. They also seem similar to Pummleweed. I mean, they literally burrow underground. So I'm assuming they're the same species, except these ones are just kind of evil, just kind of assholes. Other than that, though, just continuing to climb up. I was definitely on a money collecting spree because there's a lot of stuff we need to do. Like, I missed actually quite a few things in the Enchanted Kingdom. An orb power-up we could have gotten. You just need Pummleweed for it, and some life-up gems and his alternate costume, which I do get. I don't think I get it in this part. I get it like in the next couple of parts because I just want to finish everything up in this area first. But yeah, these orcs are kind of annoying because they actually have really good aim, so you just gotta, you know, shoot. The whole point of this place is just to find I almost want to call them sconces, but I know it's a word, but I don't remember what it refers to. You just gotta hit these fire dragon gargoyles just to light them up. Other than that, though, this place isn't that hard. It's a lot of fun, though. There's a lot of traversing. Ash also has a great falling animation, by the way. The way he just kind of wiggles in the air. For some reason, it gives me a Dragon's Tales. If anyone remembers that PBS show, that's an oldie. I remember when I was sick, I would watch Dragon's Tales, Zaboomafoo. Those were my jam when I was sick, and Wishbone. But yeah, Ash kind of reminds me of one of the main dragons from Dragon Tales. I think his name was Org. He was the blue one. Funny thing is, though, he had like the smallest wings, and yet he could fly. And he was like the fattest fucker on that damn show. Anyways, though, here's a new enemy. I don't know if we run into this enemy that often. We run into it one more time in this part, but I don't know if it's anywhere else in the game besides just here. It's a fairly easy enemy. It takes me a minute to remember what to do. Basically, though, you just gotta make him explode. And to do that, we have those bombs. See, I try to hit him, and it doesn't do anything. But we have these little bombs nestled in these little gates. Thankfully, I'm not incredibly stupid. I'm just mostly stupid, and I figured it out relatively quickly. And then, he's just right next to us. I'm just like, okay, I'll light it up, and I'll just let him hit me like a punching bag. Thankfully, though, they only take... Actually, I don't even... You know, we do fight one more. They only take one hit, which is nice. They explode very quickly. So that's pretty convenient, honestly. So that's a good thing. And there you go, that's that. Turns into a little ramp. You know, I don't know how long he's going to stay a ramp. He might stay like a ramp for the rest of his rocky eternity. Either way, it's kind of cruel and unusual punishment. It's kind of funny though. I mean, I feel like Kameo, even if she can't fly up there, could probably just climb it. But I don't know. She might be a little too posh for that. So anyways though, yep, just gonna ramp up this dead creature's body, which is honestly pretty metal. And there you go. Got a whole bunch of boulders flying down this mountain. It's crazy. And I missed one of the fire pits. I thankfully see it in a couple of seconds. I thankfully see it pretty soon. I'm gonna catch on the corner of my eye. I actually have really good freaking peripheral vision, even though I missed it there before. But I actually have really good peripheral vision. But it's actually funny though. I just got contact lenses, so I'm wearing them. It's pretty interesting. I need them for work. They make my work life a little easier. But it's kind of interesting. I've never had contacts before, and I've never really had a desire to have them. But I actually really do like them a lot. The only thing that sucks is my eyes are really hooded, so it's really hard to open my eyes. Like, I didn't realize how hard it was to open my eyes. I need like some of that tape or something. But anyways, though, that's that. And we're just gonna keep going. There's more ramps. I don't understand how any goblins get around. Whoop. I don't understand how any goblins get around this place. I mean, I don't think any of them have shown to be very ramp efficient. Except for maybe the ones that are in the balls, but you have to hit them to make them go up things. Anyways, just more gobbos and more, you know, these grass people, they feel almost like a Five Nights at Freddy's. They look like, they remind me of Ender, kind of. But just because of the wiry kind of spiely looks of them. Anyways, though. Yeah, though, so I'm liking these contacts a lot. It's just kind of hard to put them in. It takes me like 10-ish minutes to put them in right now, so I'm still relatively, well, okay. My left eye, I can get in first try, no problem. It's my right eye that I have a hard time getting open enough to actually put the damn contact in. So, yeah, left eye, I get it in immediately, like 2 seconds. Right eye, though, takes about like 10 minutes, and I have no idea why. So, I just kind of leave it, and I just walk around with one contact in, and then I come back after my hands. Because I think what happens is I just get my eye too dry, and then I just get frustrated, and I just keep trying to peel it open, and it just doesn't work. So I just leave for a couple minutes, and then I come back. Anyways, though, over in this corner is just a treasure chest. But like I said, I'm kind of on a money craze, because I have a lot of stuff I need to buy. Because we also need to buy Major Ruins, alternate costume too. We can buy it in the town we were just in, the water city or whatever. And then we still got to get Rubbles, which we will too. We'll get Rubbles really soon, not in this part, but in like episode or two. And same with Pummelweed. So I get all the alternate costumes I can get at the moment. And yeah, so that's about it. Anyways, though, we just got to keep climbing. Just keep on ramping up. Thankfully, I got lucky there, because sometimes you'll bounce off the boxes. But I didn't that time, so that was pretty nice. Anyways, though, here comes a new enemy. These rocky guys. I guess they're kind of like the rock guys we just fought, but these ones are a little different. You can actually hurt them with Major Ruin. But the quickest way is just to destroy them with a bomb. But you don't always have that. Anyways, over here, though, we have another one of those dragon gargoyles. Gotta activate that, of course. After we deal with this freaking gobbo. This Rakash. I know they're not goblins, but they look like Rakashes to me, so I'm going to refer to them as Rakashes. But, yeah. It's kind of cool. I thought it's kind of funny how I think this level transitions during, has a time transition, because I'm pretty sure it also becomes nighttime here, if it wasn't already. I don't remember. But, yeah, so that's my life going on right now. I got contact lenses. Like I said, it's actually, I mean, I've worn glasses for like 20 or so years, so I'm still not used to the idea of me. I actually like the way I look without my glasses. I think I actually look kind of better without them, especially since my brother sat on my glasses and made them crooked, so they're a little crooked no matter what I do, and I just been too lazy to actually get some new ones because they still work just fine, but they're just a little slightly crooked, and you can tell when you look. Like you might be like, there's something off, but you're like, I can't really tell what's off, but there's something. Anyways, though, we have one more here. I tried to hit it from this angle, but you really can't. You got to get it from across the valley, which is it's okay. It's not super annoying, but it's a little annoying. So yeah, that we just gotta. Okay, I'm gonna try just a little more. I eventually figure out I should do it over there. See, there we go. All right, the little gray cells, they're working. So we just pop back over here. It's pretty impressive, the height that Ruin can get. Anyways, just shoot that. Oh, and fall. I don't even think I hit it though. Anyways, thankfully though, the enemies don't respawn. I mean, those rock guys aren't really that annoying. But you can also, I do it later in this part, but you can also push the rock guys into those chippers. It's not a great method of attacking, because it doesn't really do that much damage. It does about as much damage as Ruin's doing, and Ruin's only doing maybe 10 or something. No, I don't really know how much he's doing, but it's not a lot. So, yeah, okay, I get it this time. For some reason, every time I shot it, Ash would kind of turn a little bit to the right. I'm not 100% sure why. Or my finger might have been out of the controller. Anyways, I'm also... Is this where I start? I start, like, having issues jumping, because I'm like, oh, I don't... You know... Using your fairy mode is just kind of useless. I would never use her, and then it's like I start having trouble jumping up to a higher point and just give up and just use the fairy mode. Because you really don't use... No, I do, okay. Do I do it here? It might be later on. I know definitely later on. Okay. It's kind of funny. You don't really use Kameo's regular form that often. Like, you can use it, I guess it's... Yeah, I don't really even know how... I'm trying to think why... Like, her fairy form is, I think, a little slightly faster than all the other forms. Maybe. Like, I think she is faster than Ruin if you're not doing a charge. If you're just, rolling, but yeah, okay, I think this is where I start kind of messing up. I just don't really quite get the angle. I'm like, no. You think those spikes would give him better traction, but he just, yeah, and then I just give up. She just kind of floats up to the top. Fortunately, though, she cannot make that jump. Yeah, I mean, really, the only time you ever use her fairy form is literally just for the monster wells, pretty much. I tried to use the cyclone here. It's okay. It's kind of hard to control though. It doesn't do a ton of damage, and it's a lot more work than it really needs to be, I think. It's kind of a cool move, but you never really use Major Ruin for attacking anyways, though. He's all for traversal. That's what he's useful for. He's basically the bunny hood, I think, of the, He's the bunny hood in this world. Yeah, so you can see, you just kind of grind him. It's funny, this part, I mentioned in the original recording, but I'll mention again, it reminds me a lot of Techno Deception, which is an amazing series I really need to play through. I actually have all the games. I have all the physical games. So I have the PS1 Techno Deception, PS1, Techno Deception 1, and then I have Techno Deception 2 and Techno Deception 3, and then I have Trapped, which is on the PS2, which Trapped is like, I mean, it's basically the same game, but it's under a different name. It's like Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Elden Ring kind of stuff. It's basically the same game, just a different name. I don't know why. And then I also have the fourth game on the PS4. Those are all games I really do want LP. They're a lot of fun. I really love the whole gameplay around setting traps and then making your enemies fall into them. It's a lot of fun, especially traps where you get to like capture them, and because like in the first Tecmo, I actually haven't had a chance to play the second or third, but I've played a bit of Trap, I played a lot of 4, and I've played through 1. I just haven't, for some reason, ever gotten into the second or third for some reason, but I have, like I said, I have the physical copies of them. But it's really fun trapping them in the first game, and then turning them into monsters. Like, training the monsters you can make out of them and evolving them. It's a lot of fun. If you ever get a chance, you should look it up on YouTube. They're really fun games. The first game that was definitely really clunky and an error of its time. It's like first person. It's a lot of fun, but I know the third game's in third person, but I don't recall if the second game is. Anyways, though, we have another rock golem. We have another Reggie rock, but this time though, you gotta make the bomb fall down from the ceiling. You know, use Major Ruin and just let him run into you. And amazingly enough, if you look at the corner, Ash has learned the ability of levitation. Unfortunately, we don't get to keep it, but he did have it for a moment. He was a flying dragon. It's kind of funny how tiny his wings are. He feels more like a dinosaur than an actual dragon. I mean, he has tiny little arms. He's very small, so it's just, it's just funny. Yeah, and all that money's gonna disappear real soon. Trust me. It's pretty impressive how fast I lose all my money. Not in real life, actually. I'm actually very. I wouldn't say frugal, because frugal would imply like a, would be like stingy. And I'm only stingy in the fact that I don't like to really buy things for myself a ton, but when it comes to other people, I have no problem buying things for them. It's kind of weird. But then I talk about how I have Tecmo Deception, which is kind of an expensive game. I got it before it was really expensive. The same thing with like Kadoka. I bought that game at $100. No, not 100. I bought that game at like $75. It's now like over 100. I think probably the most expensive games I have though are definitely Kadoka and then all the Monster Ranchers. I own every single Monster Rancher. I own Monster. Those are another games I would love to LP, but those might be more stream worthy. But I've never. Streaming would be really hard for me. I barely have enough time, or like.
You can get it back.
Oh.
I just know it.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely do that. Because like with streaming, you need like an actual set time where no one's gonna bother you, and that's just not gonna ever happen for me. So I could never stream. I'd constantly be interrupted. Plus my work schedule, I work 6 days a week, so it's just, I do not have the energy to do it. Maybe one day. But yeah, like I said though, I have Monster Rancher 1, Monster Rancher 2, Monster Rancher 1 and 2 on the PlayStation, and then I got the Monster Rancher Redeluxe on the Switch, which I love Monster Rancher. Because it's so nice, because one of the issues I had with the original Monster Rancher 1 and 2 is there's so many monsters I could never get because there's very specific discs you need for like certain monsters, so I could never get them. But now I can with the Redux or whatever it's called. And then of course I have, actually that's not true, I am missing one Monster Rancher game. I'm missing the Monster Rancher game that's a Circus. I don't have the Circus Monster Rancher. I think that's, no, I have Evo. No, I have Evo, sorry. No, yeah, I have Monster Rancher Evo. So I have Monster Rancher 1, 2, Monster Rancher 3, Monster Rancher 4, and Monster Rancher Evo. So I have all the, at least the American, I think. I don't, yeah. No, I think my expensive, probably my most expensive game is Eternal Poison. That's a game I really want to LP, but I'm only like an hour or two into it. I put it down and I never got back to it, but it's a lot of fun. Anyways, so I'm completely prattling on. Anyways, and this, what we got to do is just activate these switches, and it's easy to tell. She tells you to start with the farthest one, and you can tell which ones you need to hit because there's certain number of signposts. So the 3 skull heads. So you know you got 1, 2 skull heads. That's the second button. 3 skull heads. That's the third button. 4 skull heads is obviously the 4th button, and that is the well open. I didn't mean to ramble. I totally got off track, but I was just looking at them. Yeah, like I have a pretty good collection of PS2 games. Like that's probably my biggest thing. Like there's a lot of PS2 games I really want to LP. Like I still have a couple of PS1 games too I want to LP, like MDK. I have Radiata Stories. Excuse me, Ring of Red. I have a lot of really good games I need to get to one day, and I still need to do the Legacy of Kain series. I mean, I have Blood Omen, but I still need to. I mean, I got all the other Legacy of Kain games. I still need to do, you know, Defiance, Legacy of Cain 2, Soul Reaver 2, maybe Blood Omen 2, but I need to get to that sometime. Yeah, so anyways though, we're just dealing with this guy, what's this, Shadow Troll? Yeah, the Shadow Troll. He has a new trick up his sleeve. He likes to, summon, like, spike spires. So, you know, just be careful about that. He's not too hard otherwise, though. Just like all the other ones, you just beat the shit out of the light troll. I don't know what these are. Oh, sorry, Lost Spirits. And then you shoot him out. This one, I think, he was T-posing. You gotta be careful though, because the spires actually have a pretty big range. Like, they feel bigger than what they look like. See, I think it's because they have spikes sticking out, as opposed to just being they have the big spike going up, but then they have they have multiple spikes on the side. So, yeah. But I finished them off relatively quickly though. I don't know why, though, I originally thought you had to wait for his bats to disappear. I remember a lot of this game wrong for some reason. I have no idea why. But, you know, and this should be the last shot. Do I get it? Yes, I do. Thankfully, Kameo's got some serious range. Yeah, she's really good at that. But then there's also some Xbox games I have. Oh, okay, unfortunately, I don't know what the hell happened here, but the game, like, glitched out and just had the troll shadow sound just constantly blaring. It was awful. Thankfully, it stops really soon, but it's kind of nightmare fuel. And I don't like it. And see, I don't know why I did that. Anyways, we got Deep Blue.
The cave started flooding while you were down the scary well, and now the door's blocked. But hey, your new warrior should be able to blast us out of here. Why not try?
Yes, so Deep Blue's pretty cool. He actually has different abilities depending on if he's on land. He has different abilities if he's on land or water. So obviously the first thing we do is we just give him the spirit up. So, you know, if you want to read that, you can go ahead. It's kind of funny though. Our mom took like many years just to get 3 spirits, and we already got like 6 or something. And like, I think I've said this before, but like in a couple of hours. I mean, it's like, what the hell were you doing? I mean, I guess to be fair, she's queen, so she might not really have a lot of time to be going out and about. But I don't know though. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, though, the other ability I give him is dragged. Is drag pull, because unfortunately when he is on land, he doesn't have any way to attack except for that. So if you want to use him on land to actually do damage to enemies, you're gonna have to give him that, because his main ability when he's underwater is actually it's basically a water explosion. It's just like a concussive blast of just pressurized water. So yeah, and because of that though, he can actually break stone chests, which is pretty nice. But again, only when he's underwater. He doesn't have this ability on land. On land, it's basically just a hydro pump, so it doesn't do any damage. It does damage enemies who are on fire, but like those little fire gremlins. But other than that though, and I was kind of lost here. I wasn't really sure where I was going. The water controls aren't actually that bad. You just, you know, use the left trigger to thrust forward, and you just kind of got airplane controls with the camera. Yeah, I wasn't really sure where the exit was, but I find it eventually. Pretty soon. Anyways, I do like Deep Blue though. He's got a great looking mohawk, and when he's on land, he's got great. Here we go. See, I figured it out. He's got a great animation when he's on land. The only thing that's kind of weird about him is that it looks like his arms have been amputated. It's weird. It's almost like he put his hands in dry ice, and then the doctor had to cut him off. It's a little unsettling.
We're almost home and dry. If you like being dry, that is. The door is rigged up to the water wheel, and Deep Blue should be able to make it spin. So what are you waiting?
Well, I'm waiting for you to stop talking. Anyways, yeah, look at so that's drag pull. enemies, just drags them in there. It's instant kill. If he can grab them. He might not be able to grab really, really big enemies. But yeah, as you can see, just great animation. Love the walking animation. He's got such a stout walk, like almost like a pimp. It's kind of great. And there we go. And we just walk on down. Bam, bam, bam. Yep, and this thankfully just takes us all the way back to the bottom. Would have been nice if that elevator was open before, but whatever. But with that, though, we can actually go ahead and head to the water temple. But you know what, though? I'm going to end the recording here, and we will continue playing more Kameo Elements of Power in the next part as we do some side missions and then take on the water temple. So this has been Yohhamgambal. Thanks for watching. See you next time as we continue playing more Kameo Elements of Power. Watch me get my ass kicked by this giant stone statue thing in just a second. Wait for it. There you go. Alright, I'll see you then.